It's late on a Thursday evening and the office is quiet. Now you're still there, you've been working on some things, and you've had the org chart open up on your laptop throughout the day. You think back, when you started the company, leadership wasn't even a word you really thought about. It was just you and a few others making calls, solving problems, figuring things out. Now you've got over 100 people. You have entire departments that used to be run by one person. That means you have layers now of managers. And as you stare at that org chart, you realize something that you don't really want to admit. Some of the people in those leadership boxes were never ready for it. Hey, I'm James, and you're listening to Leadership in 5. This is episode 6 in our Scaling Growth series, and today we're talking about why scaling demands more leaders, but why more doesn't always mean better. Now, here's how I see it play out pretty commonly. You promote your best doer. That would be your top salesperson, your strongest technician, the person who always delivers. And suddenly they're in over their head. They don't seem to be able to make the leap from doing the work to leading the work. Instead of creating clarity, they actually end up creating bottlenecks. Maybe it's that you reward loyalty. That's another common thing I see. And that's where you hand a team to the person who's been with you the longest. They've earned your respect, but tenure doesn't make them a leader who builds other leaders. Another thing I see, that you overload the managers that you already have. They have too many direct reports. There is a ton of pressure, and they just don't seem to have the capacity to lead people, so they default to managing tasks, and then the people under them feel that. And as you sit there on that Thursday evening, your mind wanders as you replay the last 2 weeks. You walk through the departments in your head, and you notice how things feel good overall. People are generally happy. They're even comfortable. But you think to yourself, I wonder if they're a little too comfortable. After all, the company just missed a major deadline. You were embarrassed and you were frustrated. While your spouse said it was worse, you were angry and resentful, and she wasn't wrong. You think about the posturing that you see going on for new positions, the subtle maneuvering, and you realize you're shaking your head in disbelief at the politics that are being played. And you start wondering why the very people you've trusted with leadership are now struggling to hold things together. Here's the thing. It's not that they're bad people. It's that they were never prepared for the job that you put them in. They know how to do the work, but they don't know how to lead the people doing the work. And that gap, that's what's eating away at your culture, and it's stunting your growth. Now, a true leader knows how to set expectations so people actually understand what's going on, what's required. They know how to give feedback that develops, that doesn't just focus on criticizing. They set priorities that keep the team focused even when the pressure is high. Now, they don't put off hard conversations either. They lead with humility, and they want to build others as well as building the company. That kind of leadership doesn't just appear the day someone gets promoted. It has to be developed before you put them in that spot. Otherwise, you'll promote the wrong person, you'll stretch people too thin, and you're going to multiply dysfunction across your company. So here's my reflection for you today. Who in your company right now is in over their head because they were promoted for skill, but not for leadership readiness? Where are your managers managing tasks, but they're failing to lead people? And what's one action that you can take this quarter to prepare leaders before you hand them a title? Because scaling isn't about filling boxes on an org chart. It's about building leaders who are ready to lead on day 0 before they ever step into the role. There's this old saying in business that quantity without quality creates chaos. But quality leaders prepared in advance, they create the freedom that you're chasing. And that's what we're thinking about today.